So this is the Northbrook Golf Course. It's near the end of July and it's a lovely sunny day, which is great. So this is my second day of tree study here. Now there's a lot more trees here than I thought. Mapping trees does take quite some time, so there's no way I'm going to get this done even in the short time I'll have today. So I'll just map as many as I can and then I'll come back another day. So the trees in front here, the one that's sort of in the middle there, is actually a fairly large tulip tree, which usually flowers May to June, which is lovely yellow flowers. And then you've actually got two essentially large ash trees right in the front. As soon as you drive in, you'll be greeted by these fantastic trees. And then just towards the side, you've got a very large cherry, which is great for the birds because they get a free meal. And then there's another cherry tree just to the side, and then technically this row of trees sort of sits in between the golf course boundary and then I'd imagine Devon Highway. So you've got a mixture of birch, maybe some field maple in there as well, and yeah, it is lovely. Got quite a lot of Norway maple behind us as well. There is also a beech tree, a purple beech you can just about see in the middle there. You've got a lot of lime trees, so just coming up now in that middle, it's almost like it's great, it's like a grove. So there's from memory about 10 or 11 mixed lime trees. I believe they're your common limes, but actually great for pollinators. And then you've got a couple more lime trees just there. Now these tall trees, sort of, you can see the two on the right and there's one to the left. They're a type of cottonwood or poplar. When I was here last time, the floor was littered with what looked like cotton wool. So that to me is pointing that they're a female variety. But there are different types of cottonwoods. I'm not sure which one. And I think you can see a Lombardy poplar in the distance, right in the middle, that green spike, as it were. And then you can see a few birch trees down there. And then that looks like another lovely ash tree to me. And then you've got, coming back, a little rowan tree, which is lovely to see, has a few red berries on it. It's supposed to ward off evil spirits, as the old stories go. And then we're back to the tulip tree. So that was only a very quick glimpse of this fantastic place, which is on a very busy road. So all these trees here are helping to sequate the high amount of pollution that's generated there, because that is such a busy road. There were talks not long ago of this lovely place being sold. Now it wasn't very clear what that was going to mean, but I think the initial impression was, you guess it, housing and flats, which seems to be a massive trend at the moment across the United Kingdom. So to me this is as good as a nature reserve. Yes, the grass is probably treated, but it's probably only the grass that gets treated. This really should be left as a green space. I believe the golf course itself, if I go back to the little hut there, from what I can gather, by September this year, I don't believe they'll actually be operating as a golf course anymore. So the question is then, you've got a lovely green space that was a golf course that will no longer be a golf course. So does that make it easier to sell it off for redevelopment or something ridiculous like that? Because the feedback I had is the council were very clear on their statement. It would not be sold for redevelopment, but that doesn't mean it will be sold for a retail estate or something ridiculous like that. The long and short of it is, we've got to keep this space. There are hundreds of trees. Yes, they're mixed species, native, non-native, but they all play a massive role in the biodiversity in this fantastic area. I know we've got the Valley Park behind us, but that's not an excuse to just flatten this and turn this into an ugly building. It needs to retain a green space. I'm sure there's lots of cool wildlife that very rarely gets seen. I did see some green woodpeckers here the other time. There's probably grass snakes maybe. Yeah, you've got a lot of fresh water around here. And the evening's probably nice. I'd imagine there's bats as well. So let's hope that, you know, the council look after this and keep it as a green space. They don't realise how lucky they are. This is an absolute treasure to keep, and you'd be a madman to sell this for anything other than, you know, you've got to keep it green. So fingers crossed the council will listen to the public, do what's right rather than what's profitable. Now I'm off to do my tree study, and as I said, I'm absolutely baking here because it is an absolute glorious day. One thing I did notice, can't really see it here, but towards the back, I can't see it, there's too much tree canopy. There is, I believe, a dawn redwood buried somewhere amongst over there. Now they are an endangered tree species, not native, but that's irrelevant to me. If it's an endangered species, it deserves protection regardless of where it is on the globe. So again, you've got a question that you've got vulnerable tree species on this lovely tree, on this green space. So let's see what happens. As I said, I'm keeping a close eye where I can. I really hope that we have a sensible council that maintain this as a green space, and they don't need to change it. Potentially you could even let the grass go wild, and have, you know, wild flower patches here and there, you know, but we'll see what happens. You know, it's early days yet. The main thing is that it's still technically a golf course. Yeah, any comments, leave below. Thanks a lot.